Also, you say 9 times out of 10, the undocumented immigrants just want to work and be a good person. What happens when that 1 out of 10 unalives somebody in your family? It's quite simple. Just like if anybody else were to kill somebody. They get arrested, they go to jail, they get a court date while in jail, they get all the evidence brought up here, they get a jury of their peers. Once they're found guilty, the judge sentences them. They serve their time. If they get out of prison before they die, then they get deported back to the country that they came from. Because without due process, how do you know if somebody's a criminal? Because at that point, I could just say, he's an MS-13, and next thing you know, you have 400 people running to you, grabbing you, putting you in handcuffs, and putting you in prison for the rest of life. That's why due process is important. It should not matter if the person is undocumented, documented, an American, or what. If you commit a murder, you should go to prison after you have your due process. But statistically speaking, if you were placed between an undocumented immigrant and an American citizen, you're more likely to be unalived by the American citizen before you're being unalived by the undocumented immigrant. Again, I'm thinking like an undocumented immigrant. If I'm here undocumented here, I'm going to go to work, right? I'm going to do my job. I'm going to shut my fucking mouth. I'm going to go home, take care of myself, take care of my family, mind my own fucking business, and go on about my day. I know many undocumented immigrants that do exactly that. They don't go out and protest. They don't go out being activists. They don't go out creating light on themselves. They go to work, shut their mouth, go home, take care of their family, and do it all over again. The reason why you have a lot of illegal immigration is because the process keeps getting harder and harder and harder. And the harder it gets, the more people will find other ways to coming into this country. It's like riding down on your car on a outdated 2-lane highway. And that highway is jam-packed, but nobody wants to expand the highway, so it just keeps getting busier and busier and busier. So what needs to be done? Instead of having a 2-lane highway, let's have a 4-lane highway on each direction. It would travel a lot smoother, and it would fix a lot of these issues. As a person that is not far left, and I'm not far right, I'm center left, I believe that everybody coming into the country should be screened. But I also advocate to making it go a little bit faster. That way it would lower down illegal immigration. It's a very reasonable request, but that's not what Trump is wanting. That's not what people on the far right are wanting. People on the far right want the border sealed shut and nailed closed forever. They don't want black and brown people coming from other countries. They only want white people. Why do you think when Trump began his presidency for his second term, he signed an EO closing refugee status, but yet expedited refugee status for South white Afrikaners?